Almost 4 years ago here at Survival on Purpose, we took a look at this Core Essentials Trackline leather gun belt, and since that time this has become one of my favorite belts ever. Fast forward 4 years later and the folks at Core Essentials have come out with a new improved version. That's what we're going to be taking a look at coming up next here on Survival on Purpose. Welcome back to Survival on Purpose, your home for information and gear reviews related to camping, survival, and general preparedness for regular folks. My name's Brian. Thanks for joining me. So, as I said, about 4 years ago, I connected with the folks at Core Essentials to check out their Trackline leather gun belt. They wound up sponsoring the video, and this belt wound up being one of my favorite belts ever. Very recently, the folks at Core Essentials came out with a new improved version. They reached out to me and asked me if I'd be interested in checking this one out and having them sponsor another video. So I did check it out. I like it, and they're sponsoring this video. So in this quick video, we're going to take a look at the improvements between the original version and the new version, and we're going to show you how to get a perfect custom fit with your Core Essentials gun belt. I thought we'd get started with a quick rundown of the Core Essentials gun belt. Before we do that, I need to mention that Core Essentials makes other belts that are not gun belts, so you need to be aware of that, but this video is about the gun belts. So the gun belts are available in two versions. They're available in the 2-ply leather version and the new Tactical Nylon version, and both versions feature a proprietary inner power core stiffening layer, and then the leather version features 2 layers of top grain leather, and the nylon version features an outer layer of nylon and an inner layer of what they're calling super fiber to give it an extra stiffness. So the leather versions are rated at about 6 pounds of support, and the nylon versions actually at 10 pounds. So if you're carrying a smaller handgun, the leather version is okay, but if you're going to carry a larger or full-size handgun, you're probably going to want to use the nylon version. And just as a quick demonstration, this is my Glock 19 with a full magazine. Not sure what it weighs, but you can see it's pretty well supported. I'm holding it out here. That's about, I don't know, about 6-7 inches of support there. So when this is around your waist, it's going to be very, very secure and very supportive all day long. So let me show you real quickly what I think are the 2 main improvements in the new belt, and then we'll take you down the old stump top and show you how to get a perfect custom fit on your Core Essentials gun belts. So first, here's the original. As you can see, it has just a little clamp on the back here. You pop that open and the belt comes out. So the belt buckle connection is made by inserting the belt up into the notch, making it straight, and then closing that little clamp on it, and there you go. And this one has held very well for me for, like I say, almost 4 years. You'll notice the new one, they've done a couple things differently. First, you see this best from the front. The pocket that the belt goes into is about twice as deep. Can you see that? About twice as deep, so it's almost an inch. And then they also added these 2 set screws in here, so that once you get the belt in and you clamp it down, you can tighten those screws down, and it provides absolutely 100% secure retention. So like I said, I never had a problem with this one, so this one is just even better. I will say this, if you go through TSA a lot or something like that, if you leave these screws out, I think you'll still get really good retention, but you can also just pop this thing off, take your buckle off, sit it in a little tray, put your buckle back on when you get through, and you don't have to unthread your belt or whatever. So there's that option, but they made it really, really secure. So as far as I can tell, the 2 major changes or improvements are both related to the belt, to the buckle retention, the twice as deep pocket, and the screws here. I suppose you could call the nylon an improvement as well, since it holds a lot more weight. So those are some of the changes. What hasn't changed is what makes the Core Essentials gun belt so cool, and that is the way this thing works. So if you look at the back here, there's this little track here, and it's embedded in between the 2 layers, and it has 40 different positions, 40 different notches at a 1/4 inch increments. And then the buckle itself, and hopefully you can see this, it's got a little, let me see, get up here where you can see it. So you see this little notch that moves up there? Can you see it in front of my face right there? A little notch moves up and down. That little notch engages in these little notches here at 1/4 inch increments. So I'm going to do this backwards so you can see it. I got the belt inside out. So as you put it in, you see the little notch right there, I mean, it goes in each one, right? Then it catches 1/4 inch increments. And then when you want to release it, you just squeeze that there, squeeze it there like that, and you can see it opens up and lets you release the belt. Let me take you down to the old waistline. I'll show you why I think that's so cool. Then we'll go down to the old stump top, and I'll show you how to get a perfect custom fit on your Core Essentials gun belt. Okay, so obviously, it's like any belt. I'm going to show you how well this thing supports the my daily carry, which is going to be a mag holder and a Glock 19. And as you probably know, I'm partial to the hog holsters with the ulti-clip, which actually clips on your pants, not the belt, but you still need to wear a good belt to support it, because otherwise your pants are just dragging down. And if you use the XL version, it'll go around your belt. The ulti-clip XL, it'll go around your belt. But so you can see that it just pushes up close like that. If you had a big meal or something like that, you can just kind of let it out a little bit, and then or if you're sitting down, as you stand up, you can just kind of click it back in, and it works really, really well. And you can see it supports the Glock 19 very well. That supports everything else too. So when you get your Core Essentials gun belt, it's going to come ready for you to size. You're going to get the belt, a buckle, a little Velcro keeper that you can put around the belt to keep your tag in, a wrench for the screws, and even a pretty nice little bag here that you can store your belt in or whatever. So put that out of the way. So here's what they say to do. Whatever your waist size is, you want to add 4 inches. So I'll wear a 34 waist, so that's going to make this a 38. And if you look, you don't even need a ruler, because they put the measurements on back. They've got in 1 inch increments on the back. So I'm going to look at 38 inches right here. I'm going to cut it right here. Now, I cut the tan version 6 inches long just to make sure, and it wound up being, yes, too long. So they recommend 4 inches, and then if you need to shorten it up, if it's still too long for you, take it off a 1/2 inch at a time. Another thing I recommend is using a pair of these medical shears. They just cut really, really good, kind of like tactical shears. You can use a knife or whatever, but I found these things cut really well. So I'm going to cut it at 38 inches, that's 4 inches longer than I normally wear. And it's some tough stuff. And it needs to be, you want it to be, but there it is. You can kind of see inside there, you can see the 2 layers of nylon and the kind of like the proprietary power core, kind of a lighter color inside there. But since this is nylon, they recommend just taking a lighter and singeing it, fusing it just like you would a piece of paracord or something like that. So just to keep it from unraveling. It's probably not going to unravel anyway inside the buckle, but just in case. So there we go. That's really all you need to do. The next step is going to be to insert in the buckle, and what I just noticed is, if you look up inside there, can you see the screws in there sticking down? Yeah, I think you can. Just back those out just enough to where the belt will clear. Don't back them too far out where they fall out, because if they do, you might have a hard time finding them, especially in the pine straw. So I really don't recommend doing this in the pine straw, but I like to do my stuff out here on the old stump top. So you can see that it goes past the screws. So then make sure it's straight. Eyeball it, make sure it's good and straight in there, and then clamp it down. And it'll snap down. I've got it a little bit crooked, so we're going to unsnap it and do it again. There we go. And so there it is. It's in there. Now, one thing you'll notice, let me just show you real quick. When you clamp this thing down, it's going to act like a toggle, and these little teeth here, these little teeth right there are going to push it out just a little bit. So you're going to push it out maybe 1/8 of an inch. So just be aware of that. If you're not interested in being able to take the buckle on and off really quickly, then go ahead and tighten the screws down. And what they say to do is tighten them down only until the top of the screw is kind of flush. You could push them all the way through the nylon, I suppose, if you really, really tried, but that's not necessary. And there you go. It's really that simple. And then, like I said, try it on. If you think it's too long, you can always cut it off. But don't cut it too short to begin with. So there you go. That's how easy and simple it is to get a perfect custom fit with your Core Essentials gun belt. So once again, thanks to the folks at Core Essentials for sending me these so I can show them to you, and for sponsoring this video. Don't forget, you can save 10% on your purchase at coreessentials.com by using the coupon code SOP10. That's SOP10. So anyway, I hope this has been helpful. As always, thanks for watching Survival on Purpose. Thanks for subscribing, for clicking that like button, and for sharing this video with your friends. Be sure to check out the list of sponsors in the video description. Many of them have discount codes, and all of them are companies that I know and trust. And when you support them, it helps support the channel, and I really appreciate it. Once again, my name is Brian. You're watching Survival on Purpose. Remember, survival is not an accident. So be prepared. I'll see you next time.